culture shock we had when we just landed in Jamaica.
Part 2. Jamaicans are not walking by foot. They are driving with the car to everywhere, every place. In Kingston, it's so common. You have parking lot to every place.
Even if the party is like 100 meters, they're just
taking the car and driving
to the other party. Number 2, every Jamaican arrive with their own car to a place. So even if we're going 5 friends to a party, every person wants his own car because they don't want to be dependent on each other or to
influence
others
their minds, or if they want to go early.
So everyone just come with their own car, even if they're living close to each other. And this was like really
so strange to us. Number 3, when a Jamaican man come into a party, he immediately go with his back against the wall and just observe the exit, observe the people.
Yeah, like standing like this, just looking at the entrance, like serious look, like no laughing. If you want part 3, let us know.
Okay, so I just got here to Montego Bay, Jamaica, and let me tell you, the way these people talk is so awesome. Yaman, Wagman, like just hearing them talk amongst each other. And to me, we have this taxi driver that's taking us around and just basically treating us like family, and it's so cool to see the culture here already. I've only been here for like an hour, and then it's one of the best places.
Foreigners reveal the biggest culture shocks in Jamaica. Welcome everybody, this is Indicator Commentary, and thank you for those people who have been subscribing, liking and sharing as we are heading to the 1000 subscribers. Thank you so much. Thank you, my people. Continue sharing, continue liking, continue sharing the video and commenting whatever you can see. Share with your friends, lovers, and I really appreciate so much. Now, today we are going to talk about cultures that many people don't understand while they are in Jamaica. Today, we are reacting to a fascinating video where visitors from around the world share the biggest culture shocks they experienced while visiting Jamaica. And let me tell you, some of these stories are surprising, some are funny, and some will make you appreciate just how unique Jamaican culture really is. Sometimes when you are living in a country, every day you don't notice the little things that make your culture special. But when outsiders come in with fresh eyes, they see things that locals often take for granted. Yeah, that's exactly what we are going to explore today. So, make sure you hit that button, like button, subscribe if you are new.
5 cultural shocks I suffer when I moved to Jamaica from Cuba. Hi, my name is Flor. I am Cuban and I live in Jamaica for 21 years now. And up to this day, me not stop for shock over them 5 cultural things here. Number 1, food for breakfast. Me say, come morning time, me could not believe me I see where I come from, Cuba. Breakfast time is barely a little sip of coffee if you're lucky. If you are a little bit more privileged, you may have some cow's milk and maybe a little bread. Member says 21 years since me left, but this is what me remember about the Cuba I left behind. You see, when you reach a Jamaica now, me say boiled dumpling, me say liver, me say kidney, me say ackee and saltfish with dumpling and food, me say rice and peas and all that dinner and morning time. Up to this day, me not exaggerate, me not tell no lie. Me can't get over the fact that Jamaicans have a whole meal for breakfast. Number 2, manners and respect. Me don't know what was it about the Cuba me left behind, but we never did practice manners and respect. My grandmother always did tell me that manners and respect in Cuba died in 1959. You see, if you buck up on somebody, you just buck up on somebody and move. You say if it's morning time, you just wake up and move. You say if it's evening time, you just walk through and move. But you see in a Jamaica now, you better practice your manners and respect. You have to say good morning. You have to say good evening. You have to say good night. If it's a night time and you know I go asleep, you still have to say good night. If you buck up on somebody, you have to say sorry. You have to say sorry. You have to say sorry. You better say sorry. Boy, me wish Cuba will take up back manners and respect. Number 3, eating out. You see the Cuba I left behind, going to restaurants? That was not in my vocabulary. The liquor restaurant that did exist were owned by the government, and let me tell you, you don't want to name that food there. Eating out for my family was almost like a taboo because we were so afraid that we will get sick. So every time we will travel to another province for health reasons, for whatever reason it would be, we carry our own food, we carry our own liquor bottle with juice and them thing there fi eat, and you will not eat out because you don't know where them process them food, you don't know what did they in that food, and there was no guarantee that you will find food a road. But you see Jamaica now, you just go a restaurant, you don't need no special occasion, restaurant just dead. You have fast food restaurant, you have regular restaurant, you have cook shop, you have people that sell a roadside pan chicken and them thing there. A different culture this. Number 4, helper. I mean, no say everybody in Jamaica don't have no helper, but we can't deny say Jamaica has a helper culture because it's very affordable and it's very necessary. Up to this time, I have no helper. There's one lady that come and clean me yard once or twice per week, and that's about it. But my husband family did have the helper culture, and she always did have a problem with me. She never did like me because she's like, me, so you need to sit down because I always want to wash the dishes and me always want to clean the yard and me always want to wash the clothes. And she's like, that is my job. She's one of the people them who helped me to learn English when I first moved to Jamaica. We used to sit down with her and talk to her, and we had so much in common because she come from country. And when I described my life in Cuba, it was very, very similar to her country life in Jamaica. In Cuba now, help? That is back in the day before 1959, and even I will say maybe a little bit after 1959, people will still have helpers in their house. People were rich, and so, but after everybody don't migrate to America, or the rich people in Cuba don't go to America, that culture died. Nowadays, you do have some people who have helper, but these people who have helper is people who run Airbnb. So it's somebody that they will pay to come to the house, come clean and do all them thing there. But like living helpers and nanny and all them thing there, me never left that in a Cuba. Me never lived that in a Cuba yet. Number 5 is transportation. In a Cuba, public transportation, taxi, have your own car. Them things they don't exist over there. So no, 21 years ago when me left, nobody could have car. Now things change a little bit. But public transportation is still a struggle. Taxi is still a struggle, and it's very expensive, and not everybody can afford taxi. So let me tell you what you are doing in Cuba. You are hitchhike. You are standing on the roadside, said you answered so, and pray say one big truck full of a cane or whatever it is stop for you and pick you up. Other than that, a foot of hype. You see, when it comes to Jamaica now, public transportation dead, taxi man dead, and if you have liquor money, you can buy your own vehicle. Me say me dey drive in a car, go everywhere. Me come to Jamaica, go sit down in a car with my husband, automatic vehicle, and me get car sick because me not accustomed to them fancy vehicle there. So again, uno better appreciate what uno have. Uno better give thanks for what uno have, because other people don't have it like uno. These are the 5 cultural shocks I experienced when I moved to Jamaica from Cuba. Thank you so much for watching. Mucha love.
I want to share a few culture shocks that I experienced when I was in Jamaica. I took notes. The art in Jamaica was a culture shock to me because so many of their advertisements, their flyers, everywhere there are Black people, rarely ever see so much representation. Number 2, they don't honk the horn out of hate. More often than not, they're using the horn as a sign of goodwill. They're honking to say thank you. They're honking to say go around. When they use the horn, it's more about communication than like flicking you off and telling you hurry the culture shock. To pair with that, they drive on the opposite side of the road. The driver's seat is on the right side of the car and the passenger seat is on the left side of the car. Number 4, there were so many people hanging outside. I haven't seen people hanging outside like that since the green box back in the day at the apartment. If you know, you know. And this is everyone, children. I seen children outside just hanging out playing. That was so refreshing. Go outside. My grandma used to kick me out the house and tell me I can't come back in till the street lights came on. I couldn't even come back in to pee. That's just how she got down. Number 5, language. People assume that patois is English. It is English infused. It's also Creole. Patois is a whole different language. Like, it's not slang. Put some respect on patois. Number 6, 5, 6, I don't know. The pace. Everything is slower. Everything. People are lounging. When you get customer service, they'll be sitting there like walking slow. There isn't a need for speed. Music. This was a big one. So in Jamaica, a lot of the artists rap or perform over the same beat. My favorite one, playhouses. If I were to build a Solon village, playhouses. This one might gag y'all. Dogs and cats are rarely pets. They're just like wild animals. You don't really see them on a leash. You don't really see people like the cemetery. They have big pictures, full body pictures of their past loved ones in the graveyard. For me, that was shocking because we have tombstone, maybe at the repast or the candlelight, you might see a picture, or the funeral, you might see a picture of the loved one, or even people like just keeping memorials of them, like, you know, pictures around the house, but they have like big cutouts of people in the graveyard, and it's not just like 1 or 2 people, like it's like rows and rows of people standing up. Kind of creeped me out, but I also found it very cool and honoring. I didn't see any crackheads. I didn't see any drunks, maybe related dope boys. I see not. It's little, it's slow. It's not a lot of dope boys, not a lot of crackheads, not a lot of drunks. The alcohol there is another thing. What did I have? Smirnoff in a Magnum. It's just a different culture of alcohol. Compared to them, everybody in America is a drunk. It's almost impossible for you to just be toe up to the flow up. Narcotics, all of that. I was surprised. It's just normal here. This one tickled my brain. 4 days. I was there for 6 days. Not one plane flew over my head. Not one 16-wheeler passed me on the street. My entire life, I have had planes flying back and forth above me, chemtrails or whatever those X's in the sky. It's normal, but it's not. Because when you go to Jamaica, there is none. I'm not gonna lie, I did tear up a little bit. The world is so vast. It's so much vaster than what I have seen. And my reality is not like the reality. Reality is vast and wide, and it changes from person to person. And so that just made me teary-eyed, because like, you can live your life one way forever. That's just you. That's not how it's supposed to be. It's just life. Everybody's life is different, and we can't even fathom the differences sometimes. Like the fresh air, there's green everywhere, mango trees, coconut trees, trees. In love with all the greenery. Hummingbirds were visiting me. The roads are crazy, like no street lights. We are so privileged. Barely any cement. You gotta know how to drive. Take your time, king. Okay. And everyone there was not lazy. Like, that's something that I just really didn't see. Like, you know how people here be like, I hate my job, I can't wait to get another job, and they really don't want to do their job, so they're kind of like half-hearting it. Everyone there was so helpful. Even with their slow pace, they might not have been quick to do whatever, but they were very helpful, very thorough, not lazy at all, like willing to do work, willing to do their job. That was like, we got a lot of couch potatoes, bed rotting. I don't know. They don't look like they do no bed rotting. They just get up and go to work, have fun, and praise God. The last 2 are they pump their gas for you. You only get out if you really want to go get something at the store, like a bag of chips. The last one was their yams. A sweet potato, to me, has always been that orange sweet potato. You know exactly what I'm talking about, unless you're not American. This is something when I travel, I've seen this often. Everybody's sweet potatoes be different. The yam in Jamaica that I got was yellow on the inside, brown like a potato on the outside, but a little bit darker. And they boiled it to perfection. I don't know if it was boiled, baked, I cannot tell you, but it was so good and nutritious. Everything there I tasted felt so fresh, clean. It's almost like you just can't get like obese, you know what I'm saying? Because their food is so fresh, they cook it to perfection. Oh my God, the food was amazing. I had a great time. Thank you for watching.
These are the 5 biggest cultural shocks I suffered as a Cuban moving to Jamaica. If you're new here, hi, my name is Flor. I am Cuban and I've been living in Jamaica for 21 years. And me still remember them 5 shockers here like it's today. Number 1, throwing the toilet paper in the toilet. Cuba is a very different place right now, but back in my days, you couldn't do that. First of all, we didn't even add toilet paper. We did use newspaper, and then you have the little basket beside the toilet, and then you would have put the paper in there. So me did put the toilet paper in the basket, and my mother-in-law yard by mistake couple times. Number 2, meat. When I went to Jamaica, I went to live with my mother-in-law, and she did have a helper. So the helper would have cook. And the first time I see the helper cooking, I swear, say, they might keep a welcome party for me. And I was like, oh my God, it looked like I missed the notice that they're keeping a welcome party. And then when dinner time come, miss everybody, I share them plate. And I'm like, no party, no, I keep again. And I asked my husband, and I say, oh, no, I keep party or something. He said, no, why you are asking? I said, but me, I see a pot full of meat in the stove. Like, what is that? And he said, no, that is how we cook here. I'm like, excuse me? You see, in my Cuba, the one that I was coming from, we cook a little tiny piece of meat and it's counted per person. Let's use an example of a chicken very quick. My family will slaughter a chicken at home. We take part of the chicken to make soup. That will be the 2 foot, the neck, and the intestines. The soup will be 1 meal. Another meal will be the leg and thigh them. And another meal will be the breast and the chicken back. 3 meals, 3 different meals out of 1 chicken. Me never adjust to them abundance them there. I was shocked. Number 3, it was the lack of public display of love. You see, in Cuba, people are kiss, people are hug, people are make out, people are fill up one another in a public. People sometimes even in a public. And most time, I did have to find myself holding back when I was in public with my husband. And every time, like if I kissed him or anything, I just felt like everybody was like, what are you doing? Get a room. You know, it was very uncomfortable. And 21 years later, after practicing that, I have found after visiting Colombia and Brazil, which are places where people do that just like in Cuba, I feel like, boy, me really miss out in hug and kisses. Number 4, Jamaicans bathe a morning time. In Cuba, nobody no do that. I am not saying it's because we are nasty people, but because we don't really have the resources. We don't have the water. We don't have soap. We bathe 2 times for the day. So in a Cuba, it's normal for a man to wake up a morning time, wash his face, and a woman wake up a morning time and she wash her face and she wash her and go about them business. Number 5, and this was one of the biggest adjustments I had to make. It was wearing a brassiere and just changing my general way of dressing. Jamaicans' way of dressing, Jamaicans' style is impeccable. I have been to many different countries and I have never seen anybody who dresses as well as a Jamaican does. And I am so glad and thankful that I adopted that type of that part of the culture, because my IG name is Flor Cubana, that style, thanks to Jamaica. I literally went to Jamaica without a brassiere. I never did wear one to begin with. One of the first type of shopping that my mother-in-law took me to was to buy underwear. She's like, do you want to go shopping? I said, I couldn't even say yes. And she's like, let's just go buy some brassieres. My to them never did long. I was 20 years old, okay? And another thing was adjusting to the way that you dress to go to work. You see, when a Jamaican dress to go to work, it come like them a go out somebody wedding, you know, everybody dress up. It dress up with so much taste and meticulously. I had to adjust that because in Cuba, you just wear your shorts and slippers to go at work. No matter what your line of work is, nobody know a dress up to go at work. So I had to take time to learn that part of Jamaican culture, and it was an absolute shock to see that somebody who works in a very regular industry, meaning like this person is not a lawyer or a doctor, that they dress up to the T. So these are the 5 shockers that I lived when I moved to Jamaica back in 2003. And let me tell Uno give thanks for what Uno have, because some people like Cubans don't have it like you do. Thank you so much for watching. Much love.
The biggest cultural shock that I got after I got to Kingston, Jamaica, was people here know how to enjoy. When I was in India, everyone was working hard to win the rat race or getting the next promotion, buy the bigger house or the next new car. In all of this working and hustling, we forgot how to have fun. And even the first year I was here, I did not know how to have fun. I was constantly thinking about the next blog I wanted to post or the next idea that I wanted to work on. And the first year I literally passed by, I was just constantly worrying about not having fun. It's just so wild. After some time talking to locals, meeting our friends and being here, I finally know how to have fun. That's what I love about being here is people are clear about their priorities, they have good work-life balance, and they know how to have fun and live life.
I've had my first culture shock in Jamaica today. Excuse the sweaty face, I've just finished my workout, just came out of the gym. So, I've never had a culture shock in Jamaica before. I'm used to Jamaican culture. Let me tell you the story. I was called to the principal's office to discuss my attire. The lady goes to me, "Mum, I need to send you the school dress code." I was like, "School dress code?" Well, the girls are okay, the uniforms are fine. What's going on? She goes, "No, parents' school dress code." I was like, "What?" Moral to the story, I go to school wearing my gym wear. Not like this. Obviously, I always have a t-shirt over it, a little jacket over it, or I'm always wearing leggings most of the time. 99% of the time I'm doing my school, because I work out after I do my school run. And yesterday we had a meeting with her. I wore a maxi dress, one shoulder, really nice dress actually, one shoulder, a bodycon. I've got a body on me, so the dress is tight, yes, but it was, you know, nothing was on show apart from my shoulder, off the shoulder, and just one side as well. Wish I could show you the dress, but I didn't take any pictures. It was long, but it was tight on my body because I have a figure. And the lady was like, oh, she wasn't rude or anything, she was very nice talking to me, obviously. And she goes, "Oh, but you were tired yesterday, you know, some principals will not allow you in their office, you know, wearing such dress." I was like, what I wear should not affect anything. You shouldn't really be commenting on. I don't want to make this video very long, but I was very shocked and taken back that, you know, they would dare to comment on what I wear. To be honest, I'm a bit in shock because I wasn't naked, you know, nothing was on show as such. So why tell me? Why have a dress code for parents? You should be focused on the learning. I know you're a top school in the area, we understand all of that, you know, and you have your rules. I respect all your rules, but I think that the schools can be modest, which I like very much, rigid. I love it. You know, they focus on learning. I love that about the schools here in Jamaica, but they have a lot of rules that doesn't really make sense. The hair thing, you know, the baby hair thing, the perm thing, the hairpiece, the weave, how they look, how they do that. But listen, they have so many rules that doesn't affect anyone's learning ability. That compared to England, we're not here to talk about that anyway. I'll do another video for that, but I'm just thinking what I wear shouldn't be policed by no principle whatsoever.
Yo, you know one thing that really pisses me off about living in Jamaica, and this is also something I cannot get used to, is the begging culture. I swear to God, it's the most pathetic shit I've ever seen. When I tell you, almost everybody begs out here, even the people with money beg. People that work jobs. I don't understand that shit. I'm too much of a prideful person to ask anybody for anything. When I first came here, I was broke as fuck. I lied to you not. One time I bought a small can of mackerel and 1 pound of rice. I made that shit stretch me 2 days. And I had somebody I could ask for money. I had somebody I could like get money from, but true, I'm prideful. I said, you know what? I'm not even gonna ask this person. In my opinion, if you're begging somebody like your mother, your father, sister, cousin, that's different. That's family. You have all right to beg because, you know, they're supposed to help you. There's nothing wrong with that. But when I say complete strangers in fucking Jamaica, complete strangers just walk up to you and beg like they're homeless, it makes no sense. I was just standing in what you call it, the gas station up there, and then this woman, she walked up to me. She was like, hey sir, may I beg you 2 bills? So I said, oh, I don't got it right now. Alright, just give me a bills, help me make up something. I think she was buying like tampons or something. She was like, hey, just give me a bills to help me make up. I said, I don't have it. She said, you don't have a bills? I looked at her and said, bitch, you don't have a bills? What you mean? Like, yo, when I tell you I was this close to smack it, yo, I'm telling you, I said it multiple times. People in Jamaica will send you to jail just because of their ignorance, bro. I lied to you not, bro. It's so pathetic and it's so annoying and disgusting to the point where, like, I avoid people. Like I have friends out here, but I avoid them a lot sometimes because I know they're gonna beg, and I don't mind saying no. I just don't want to say no. You get what I'm saying? And like, another thing, like the females do it shamelessly. Women in Jamaica beg shamelessly. It's like they feel like they have the right to do that shit. And that's why it's hard for me to find somebody here I take serious. Because I'll be chilling with a girl, we'll be doing good together and stuff like that. Then she'll say something that completely turned me off. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, you could pay for this, I pay for that. And it's like, I just met you. I just met you. In Jamaica, a bitch will ask you for money before she asks you your name. They don't care about your name. They just want to know if you could buy them what they need to buy. You get what I'm saying? And it's just so weird, bruh. Because everybody does it. Everybody. Like, what the fuck? Bro, I've been here for 6 years. 6 fucking years, bro. If I had 1 bills for every time somebody begged me for money, I'd have enough to go back to America. No bullshit. That's how much it fucking happens. Every day somebody's begging for something, dog. Since I've been in Jamaica, I had 12 jobs. 12 jobs. And I didn't even grow up in Jamaica. So if a man like me could come to this country and get 12 different jobs, so can you. Dog, like, I don't know if people are lazy. I don't know if they're unambitious. I don't know what the case is, bro, but that begging culture shit, I can't get used to it. It's fucking lame, it's stupid, it's disgusting. And I know I might have some ignorant people in the comments saying some shit. Hey, go suck your mother. You see it? That's all I have to say. Because if you probably beg too. Yeah, man. I'm out.
As you have seen from the videos from different people, many things you have noticed. One of the first culture shocks mentioned in the video is transportation and driving habits in Jamaica. Many visitors were surprised by how common car ownership is and how Jamaicans often drive even relatively short distances. For some tourists coming from places where walking is much more common, this seemed unusual. What I found especially interesting was the discussion about friends attending parties in separate vehicles. For many visitors, this looked strange at first, but when you think about it, it reflects a strong sense of independence. People want the freedom to live when they choose, travel on their own schedule, and avoid depending on someone else for transportation. It's amazing how everybody's habits can reveal deeper cultural values. Now, let's talk about food because this was one of my favorite parts of the video. Several visitors were completely shocked by the size and variety of a traditional Jamaican breakfast. Imagine expecting a simple coffee and piece of bread and instead being served ackee and sunfish, dumplings, plantains, kolalo, fried breadfruits, and maybe even some meat on the side. That's not just breakfast, that's an experience. Many foreigners couldn't believe how filling Jamaican breakfasts are, but food has always played a central role in Jamaican culture. Meals are often about family, community, and starting the day with energy. And honestly, once you have had a proper Jamaican breakfast, it's hard to go back to just cereals and toasts. Another fascinating point raised in the video was the importance of greetings and respect. Visitors noticed that Jamaicans commonly say good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, even to complete strangers. In many countries today, people walk past each other without making eye contact. But in Jamaica, acknowledging people is often considered basic respect. I think this says a lot about the strength of community values on the island. It creates a sense of connection and reminds people that they are part of something larger than themselves. Many tourists found this refreshing because it made them feel welcomed rather than ignored. The video also highlighted something that many visitors absolutely loved: the vibrant outdoors lifestyle. People noticed children playing outside, neighbors interacting, and communities actively socializing in public spaces. In an age where so much of life happens online, seeing people genuinely engage with each other face to face can be eye-opening. American visitors also pointed out something interesting regarding representations. They noticed that many advertisements featured Black Jamaicans prominently, which felt normal and natural in Jamaica, but stood out to some visitors from abroad. It was a reminder that representation can significantly shape how people view themselves and their society. Another topic discussed was the pace of life. Some visitors felt that services moved slower than they were accustomed to, whether at restaurants, businesses, or public offices. They noticed a more relaxed approach. Now, depending on where you are from, that can either feel frustrating or liberating. But many visitors eventually realize that a slower pace often comes with less stress and more focus on human interaction. Instead of rushing through every moment, people tend to prioritize relationships and conversations. And speaking of communication, the discussion about patois was incredibly important. Many foreigners arrive thinking Jamaican patois is simply broken English. However, the video does an excellent job explaining that patois has its own structure, grammar, and history. That's a powerful lesson because language is closely tied to identity. Understanding and respecting patois helps visitors gain a deeper appreciation for Jamaican rich cultural heritage. Of course, the video didn't avoid discussing some of the challenges visitors encounter. Several people mentioned feeling uncomfortable with what they described as a begging culture. For some tourists, being approached by strangers asking for money or assistance was something they weren't used to experiencing. Now, whether people agree or disagree with that perspective, it is important to recognize that every country has social and economic realities that visitors must learn to understand. Travel isn't just about beaches and resorts. It's also about encountering real people, real communities, and real challenges. The video also touched briefly on school dress codes and other social expectations that newcomers may find surprising. This small adjustment reminds us that moving to another country involves learning a completely different set of social rules and customs. What stood out most to me throughout this entire video was that despite the surprise, almost every visitor ended up with a positive impression of Jamaica. They talked about the warmth of the people, the sense of the community, the rich traditions, the incredible food, and the unforgettable experiences. That's the beauty of cultural exchange. Sometimes the things that shock us initially become the very things we remember most fondly later on. At the end of the day, Jamaica isn't just a destination. It's a culture, a history, a way of life, and an experience that leaves a lasting impression on those who visit. But I want to hear from you. Have you ever visited Jamaica? What was your biggest culture shock? And if you are Jamaican, what part of your culture do you think surprises foreigners the most? Drop your thoughts down in the comment below. So, if you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to like the video, subscribe the channel, and turn on the notification so you never miss any upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Blessings to everyone. Thank you so much.